What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on where I'm at on the h22. Let me show you guys what I've done so far. So pretty much since the transmission video on the h22, I really just reattached it to the engine itself. Other than that, haven't really done much else. So I did take the time and I filled in my motor mounts just to make them stiffer. Kind of a cheap way of cheaping out on some motor mounts, but I filled them in with polyurethane, like the window sealer stuff. And this, I mean, these motor mounts are solid. So that one, this is a transmission one. The other one was the rear motor mount. Just filled it in. Pretty easy to do. Yeah, it's not the prettiest, but it'll work. And now what I'm working on is I did cut and gut out my intake manifold. Yeah, it's not the prettiest, but it'll work, hopefully. So that's the intake side, the intake manifold. This is the plate that goes in between. I did attach two of them, so there's two plates on there, and there's the top side of the intake manifold. So I didn't record me just like cutting and grinding at that, just because it was a pretty damn long process. I spent maybe well over 10 plus hours just with all the cutting in here, cutting in here, and cutting in there, and then the sanding it and trying to get it as smooth as possible. Like I said, it's not perfect, but hopefully it'll work. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to end up putting some gasket sealer around here and on these, laying down some gaskets and resealing this so that I can get it ready for paint. So that's going to be what we're going to be doing today. All right, so I've already gone through and I just used some rubbing alcohol and just a paper towel and just cleaned up all the surfaces on here to where the gaskets are going to meet. So here's my gasket that I have. Come with some gaskets. I don't know what those are for, honestly. Got an EGR gasket. These two. Throttle body gasket. I won't be using that because I do have a thermal gasket in there. Oh, you can see that. Yep, thermal gasket in there. So I won't be using that one. And then I have this gasket. I don't know. So I do have to clean off the rest of the gasket on the actual like motor itself. But that'll be for a different video after all of this has been assembled, I guess. I am going to use this gasket sealant to kind of help seal it because I do have a little bit of scratches in there from me cutting everything, but hopefully it'll seal it up and works properly. So let's get to it. I do have to cut all of these, so I'll hurry up and do that right now off camera. But I'm just gonna snip this off and make it to where it kind of lines up with my cuts on the intake manifold. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and then I'll pick up the camera when I'm done cutting these. Okay, and just like that, these pieces are cut out. I just used some scissors, my kid's scissors. Cut these pieces out. This is what it looks like now. Bring you over here and show you. Just like that. Got this one cut out too. Just like that. Now I'm just going to go ahead and put on some of the gasket sealant, and actually start putting this together. yeah, so I'll probably just speed up through this process though. All right, guys. So I've got it all sealed off. Come over on this side. Yeah, not the prettiest, but whatever. I've got it all taped off, and I'm gonna go ahead and spray it. I'm gonna paint it black. I'll show you right now the paint that I grabbed for it. Yeah, so I'm using the VHT gloss black. Hopefully this will work. Hopefully it looks good. But that's the paint that I'm gonna go with. Just a rattle can. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start laying down some paint. I'll show you how it looks after the first coat, and then I'll show you again after it's done, just so you guys don't see me, or just not watching me paint over and over again. All right, so there's a first coat done. It's kind of light, but get some paint on there. So I'll give it a few minutes, about 10, 15 minutes, let it dry. Come back and lay down a heavier coat for a second one, and then do that until it's done, until it's all black. So I'll pick up the camera when it's done. All right, guys, well, there you have it. After 3 coats of paint, the intake manifold is done. Is it perfect? No, but it'll work. So now what I'm trying to do is get off the old gasket. It's a pain in the ass to get it off, but I'm using this gasket remover stuff. Hopefully it'll help me get it off there without scratching up the surface too bad. But that's what I'm working on now. Once I get all that gasket off, then I will go ahead and throw on the intake manifold. And that should be it. Other than that, I'll just reattach all the wiring harness to the motor, and it should be ready to go back in. Yeah. All right, guys. There it is. I sealed it up, put it all together. I did clean off the rest of the gasket, so there was nothing left on there. It did take me a while to get it off, but I did it. It's all sealed off. I reattached it to the motor. I've got a complete motor again. Now the next thing would be to get the engine harness on and then back into the car. That's going to be the end of this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.